Hello, everyone. This is Whitney Renee checking back in with everyone. First off, I want to say I hope that everyone is having a great week thus far. So, tonight's episode, we're actually going to talk about life, important decisions, and just our goals in general. So, these two guests are two very close people that we are, and it's actually Omari's brother and his wife. So stick around and stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Whitney Renee.
And I'm Omari.
And this is The Two of Us. Let's talk about it. So today we have two special guests here with us, and they're both cracking up right now for whatever reason. These nutcases are just off the hook. But this is why we wanted them to join. So on the line, we have Titi Mel.
Say hi, Titi Mel.
Hi.
And we have Uncle Dustin.
Yo.
All right. So Uncle Dustin is Omari's brother, and TT Mel is my sister-in-law, or our sister-in-law, like she's my only sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what we're going to talk about today is, well, first, how was your week? How was y'all's week? Before we get into our subject, how's y'all's week going? How was your weekend? I know we had Mother's Day coming up, so how has all of you guys been? I know how you been getting.
I know we married. We stay in the same house. You know where I was going. That's more so for Uncle Dustin and TT Mel. How was y'all's weekend?
It was pretty good. It was nice and chill. We cooked out on Saturday. Made out of cheddar.
Out of cheddar.
No, we made we made tortas.
Oh, tortas. Yeah. Ooh, those are good.
Yeah. I made some chorizo with jalapenos and onions, and then I did the out of cheddar for the steak tortas.
Real. I'm jealous.
Why are you jealous?
Yes, you should.
I want some authentic Mexican food.
Have Uncle Dustin make it for you. So our weekend was pretty good too. Nothing real exciting, really. Just Mother's Day was pretty nice, and our weekend was really good. Mario Kart Monday was okay. I do apologize for picking the
some old janky,
some jacked up. Well, the one jacked up run we had. But moving on, what we're going to talk about today is important life decisions and goals. So the reason why we wanted to originally talk about this was we were having a conversation today, and I had asked Omari, if something were to happen to the both of us, who would we want our kids to be with? And I asked him if all of you guys had talked about that amongst yourself, since it's just y'all, basically, and like what he wanted for the boys and the big kids in the event that we passed. So, Omari, what was your thought about that first? Like, what did you?
It's hard because, my family's in a completely different state. So my first thought would be to send the boys with my brother and to stay with his family. And that reason being, your mom might not be able to manage having the two boys now, with the way she has to work and the attention that they need. And it would be really difficult for her. But I think my brother, Uncle Dustin on the phone was
Uncle Dustin
was probably the better choice.
So I said what I would want to happen would be an arrangement. And one of the things I was telling Omari, none of my siblings can have our kids. Now, a lot of people may think, well, damn, that shit, Those are your siblings. Why wouldn't you want your siblings to have your kids? Well, it's simple, very simple. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but sometimes you're not close with people in your family, and I will not give. I don't want my anybody in my family to be the reason why my kids have a complex. So I had it in my mind, depending on how old my mom was, like where she was at in her life, I would want the kids to be with my mom or you guys. Um, and I was just thinking, like, what if my mom is an old lady? She like 75, trying to take care of, teenage boys. That would, in my opinion, that would be horrible. Um, but then I figured that if they just stay with you guys can keep them. Not to be like, oh, fuck y'all's life. Now you got two more new beanheads responsibilities, but more so you guys are younger. It would be good benefit for Dario. They would be around you guys and have a good support system. And then y'all just send them to my mom every summer. So that's kind of what we talked about. And then I kind of got into, I wonder what Brittany would do. I wonder what have you guys talked about that? Or like, how does Fella feel about that? Or, your sibling as a whole. So with that being said, Uncle Dustin, is that something you and TT Mel have decided, like talked about? Like, what's your reasoning? What's your standpoint behind that?
I don't believe we've talked about that. It never really came up till just now. Yeah.
We've talked more about what would happen if just one of us passes.
Okay.
But we've never discussed both of us.
That's a very real thing to think about, because it's very possible.
Yeah, just FYI, I believe you're Amari's beneficiary, Dustin.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, you are. And for mine, like if both of us was gone, it would be my mom. So I know we've talked to y'all about that. I remember talking to you about it, Dustin, but I just wonder, like, so just like right now, what would, Lord forbid that, but what is something like, where would the kids go? What would you want to see happen? I should say.
I don't know, like probably my answer is kind of a combination of what your answer was, because I would initially think like, oh, my parents, but they're going to get older, and so raising kids is going to get harder.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would think of like Lily and Chris, since they live, I don't know, near where we were, I guess. Like, but they're going to start to have their own kids, so it'd be hard, because then I'm like, do we just send them, does Lily and Chris have them for a certain amount of time, and then, in the summer they go somewhere else, kind of like Whitney's saying. That's hard.
Interesting. Dustin, what do you say?
Fuck. I don't know. It's hard because you think of everybody you know, and you try and think of, if something happens to me, who can I send my kids with that don't have too much shit going on in their lives, that they can take care of my children until they can spread their own wings.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But then that's where like Whitney's point kind of comes in there, because you can think, okay, if it's too overwhelming to have them all the time, split it.
Yeah.
Right, but you also got to think of what kind of stress that's going to put the kids in,
Right.
Always having to move back and forth, split, Why do I don't have my own room? All them questions start.
Oh, you mean like the questions that we had when we was growing up?
I'm gonna say that. Sounds like that's where that's going.
I mean,
so, I used to sleep on the couch downstairs for the longest time.
Well, I wanted to say that the reason why I'm looking at the relationships that my kids have now and the people they have with now, because that was one of the things. At first I said, well, at first I originally said, well, it would definitely have to be Uncle Dustin and Brittany. And then I said, well, I wouldn't even put that stress on Brittany. And Amari said, so you'll put it on my brother? Well, I said not on Brittany, because in my eyes, she's a single mom. It's just her. That's a true, definite like burden. And then I was like, really, it was 3 people in the running. Then I said, well, maybe Fella. And then Omari said, hell no. We can't. We can't. He was like, yeah, that's not going to work. Like, no, that's not going to work. Not right now. I was like, okay, that's cool. So then I even thought about some of the people in my family. And I said, me and some of my siblings, we're not close enough, even if they were older. But I kind of look at it like, if you don't have a true, genuine relationship with my kids now, whether I felt like you was a good fit or not, I wouldn't want to put them in that position to feel like they're a burden on anybody. But y'all don't strike me as the people that would make them feel like that. I still think Melissa would have a nurturing side. She would do her best to, comfort them. I think of stuff like that. And that's why I want it set up the way we had it set up. Like the money would go to you guys or my mom or whatever the case may be. So y'all would be set. And I would want to trust that family member to know that they would make sure that, they would have stuff that they need, set up a bank account for them, and, make sure that they're doing the right things by my kids. I wouldn't want them to be with somebody that really didn't even like me. I'd be like, no, that's a hard no for me. And you're not getting my kids. My own damn dad ain't getting them at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it hits hard and deep, because like you said, you think about everything else. Oh, well, if this happened to me, this is gonna happen. You can move here and do this, or this is gonna happen to me, or it could happen to me. So you set up a plan if only one of you goes. But if you both go, then that really makes you want to think and wonder who's really going to honor the wishes, your dying wishes, like as the couple, but then take care of the kids the way they need to be taken care of when you're getting this life insurance money to, provide for them after the funerals and whatnot. Maybe some people are just in a bad situation and they get all this money that comes in, and there goes the kids' college fund or something.
And that's what I think about. Like, if I know your natural, I guess, like habits of what I've seen you do, regardless of how close I am to you, no, you can't have my kids. That's not gonna work for me. Like, I'm so paranoid. I said if we ever went on a family trip, we would have to take separate flights so that way all of us won't die all together. Isn't that crazy? Y'all don't think about stuff like this?
No, but I've heard of that though.
Yeah.
Kobe did that with his wife.
See?
Kobe and his wife never rode in a helicopter together.
See, that's what I mean by like important life decisions. Like, I think about stuff like that, and I just wondered if other people actually sat down and thought about that. I don't think people really do.
Yeah, or if they do talk about it, it ain't really anything serious. It's just like I don't know, like a random conversation at a random night that you want to remember it type thing.
That's true.
That makes any sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
So to piggyback off of that, I believe Omari actually talked to Brittany about who she would want Jackson.
Yeah. And I was kind of upset and not surprised at the same time.
Why would she say?
She said that she had been talking with Connie, our stepmom, about it, and that she was gonna work with some people or work with them to get that solidified. And I was kind of shocked. Like, why wouldn't you send your only son with your brothers who have boys? You know, it didn't make any sense to me. So I didn't question it. You know, it's her decision. But then Whitney mentioned that it's probably because she has a different relationship with them than we do. It might have been a better experience per se, you know? Mm-hmm. So I had to keep that complex, like, that's going to play a role into who we pick. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just one of those things you need to make sure you get set up. And if you don't have a will, get a will. And keep it updated and whatnot.
Cross the T's, dot the I's.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure.
So, also to touch on that, I think we talked about how we wanted our funerals.
Oh man, yes.
And this fool said he doesn't, just so y'all know, in the event that something were to happen with Omari, he does not want a funeral. So I know that would probably piss some of you guys off. Yeah, he doesn't want a funeral.
I don't want a funeral. Yeah, I want y'all to put my casket somewhere and have a party and feed me drinks or whatever you can feed me. Like, be happy I am finally getting out this bitch. And I don't have to worry about no bills, no stress, nothing.
Remember when and you know what? But our answer has kind of changed over the past couple of years, because I remember one year he asked me that and I said, you know what I want? I want you to invite all the people I don't like. And I want you to have me face down, ass up, so they can look and kiss my fucking ass. And he was like, he was like, why would you want that? Well, I'm dead. Why? I want you to, I said I wanted him to write it in a card, send it to him and say, you know, Whitney passed away. And she would really appreciate if you came to her special showing. See, that's the perks about leaving and you having your own dying wishes. You can really make your funeral how you want it to be, because that puts a lot of pressure on that person that's in charge of that. Like, no, these was her dying wishes. This is what has to go down. Put my ass up, and I want them to come and look in the casket and be like, damn, and you're looking at my ass.
Oh my God.
And then that changed after I had kids. That was more so before we had kids. And so then I was like, you know what? I think I would just want to be cremated. And then that changed. And I was like, you know what? Just donate my body to science and whatever they want to do with it. And then if they want to give you my remains, then go ahead, go for it. But I don't want a big drawn out funeral or ceremony, nothing. I don't want, I'll pass. You can have a memorial service.
So you want it to be like a celebration of your life?
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you don't need me physically there looking all dead to do that. You better you better put a cute picture up there on a picture stand or on a picture frame.
Or fuck that, you better get one of them Tupac holograms and put me up
there. Create a slideshow for me.
Right.
And call it a day.
Tell how awesome I was, how horrible I was as a kid, and I grew up to be this pretty awesome uncle and husband occasionally.
Wow, occasionally. So is that something you guys talked about? Like, what are your guys's? What is your take on it?
Well, I just thought of a question right now to go with what Omari was saying, though, that when you were talking about, I can't think of what the exact wording you used, but do you feel like you're a better husband than father, or are you a better father than husband?
Ooh.
I suck at both. So.
Oh my gosh.
Right, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all. Wow.
No, I'm probably in some instances a better dad than a husband, and vice versa. It's not that I'm just one single thing. Like that could change. I could be the shittiest husband for the day or the week, but be the bomb dad, taking care of the kids if I have to. But that could flip and turn around the other way next week because maybe mom is having a bomb week and she's outshining me. So, what I do is real minimal and there's no judgment there. But then on the other hand, it's all great and awesome still. So, I mean.
Great and awesome?
Great and awesome.
Graysome. Graysome.
So.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it depends. It's not that you're just one thing. I think that like you're just this human being.
But there's probably something that the majority of the time is more one than the other.
I mean, yeah, but the majority of the time is going to be more so with the spouse if you have a normal relationship. I mean, like now everybody's at home, so you're going to pretty much have the same interaction throughout the week. But during the work, during the work time, the normal time, you're going to definitely spend more time with your spouse because you have to wake up to your spouse. You're showering with your spouse, or they're in the same room at some point during the mornings. At night, you go to bed with your spouse. You're not really that involved as you would be with the kids. So you're probably going to have this bias, I guess, since you're with your spouse all the time. So you might be, I'm a better father than spouse, but the spouse side is still there. So that's what I think. You're not just one thing.
Dustin, do you think?
What do you think, Whitney?
Like for myself?
Yeah. Do you think you're a better
mom
or a better what?
Honestly, I can honestly say I feel like I'm a better mom because
I cook all the time and I give all the back rubs.
Oh my gosh. No, I think I'm a better mom because I just feel like I'm more willing to do more for my kids than my husband. But I think a lot of that is because I've learned that time is so precious and they're so little and you don't want to miss the things with them. So like I think I'm pretty good though. But then again, I feel like I'm a good wife because I always put together the dates, the cool ideas, the good meals to make, the good date nights to go on and things to do. So, but I feel personally I'm just a better mom. I feel like I could be, because sometimes I'll get so burnt out from working, dealing with the boys and stuff. Then about time it's time for me to be a wife, I'll be like, man, fuck you. Just go play in traffic. Have a good day.
But you see how I get treated?
But I mean, that's just because like it's overwhelming. I don't know. For me, it's overwhelming, and it might just be, I'm still pretty young. I'm married to a grandpa.
What?
Old as shit. But
oh my God.
And so I don't know. I just feel like I still have a lot of life to live. Not saying that for you.
Oh yeah.
No, you have a lot.
Remember, I'm old as shit, and there's not a lot of life left, huh?
You know what I mean. What about you, Dustin?
What was the
question? Wow, man. Moving on, we're actually going to go ahead and take a really quick break. And when we come back,
Melissa's going to give her answer.
Melissa's going to give her answer because, we want to see what she has to say. And then we're going to just talk about like different goals and see Uncle Dustin is cracking up in the background. So this whole time, y'all, he wasn't even really paying attention. He wasn't really there. Like he was semi there. So we're going to take a quick little break and jerk ass. And we'll be back.
All right. This is Omari bringing us back in. We got Whitney here and we've been talking to Titi, Mel and Uncle Dustin off mic. And we finally got Uncle Dustin to remember what question is being asked. And let me tell you, the only thing he could say was, "Oh, yeah, that's right." Oh, this is what happens when you join the Marines. You bump your head a little too hard, and you come out and you're losing everything. But so we're gonna quickly move on to TT Mel to answer the question, and then Whitney's got our next topic.
So, Melissa, it was actually Melissa's TT Mel's question. So she asked if we thought we were either better husband and wives or mother and father. So, Melissa, what is your opinion in regards to yourself?
I have the same answer as you. I think I'm a better mom than wife because I think for me, I'm more confident in being a mom and knowing what I'm doing is right or wrong versus with my spouse, there's so many complexities in our relationships and your own personalities. So I would feel more like it's unpredictable, which makes me more uncomfortable. Like, not uncomfortable, but makes me more unsure of whether or not I'm doing the right thing as a wife. So,
I guess
yeah, so I'm just more confident as like being a mom. If my kid does something and I put him in timeout, I know that that's the right thing to do because I'm helping him, learn a lesson and I'm disciplining him. That's more crystal clear versus like my role of being a wife. If we get into an argument about something, then I doubt like, well, was I wrong? Or no, I did the right thing. Like there's more of that. So that's why I think it comes more naturally to me to be a mom, I think is what I'm trying to say.
That makes sense. I think that's, yeah.
I could see that.
You did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slapping virtual hands.
Yeah, so.
Slapping virtual hands.
Wow.
Yeah, I think if I think back, there's more days that I've thought to myself, was I a good wife today? Versus days where I like question, well, no, I'm kind of a bad mom. I don't really question, my ability to be a mom.
I'm trying to think. Now you got me thinking. I think I've been a bad mom. I feel like I'm harder on myself with being a mom. Like I want to make sure that I'm setting these little human beings up for the best. So I feel like I doubt myself more being a mom though. But I feel like I'm a better mom. Like I feel like if I get snippy with the kids, I think I'm a bad parent because I'm being quote unquote mean to them. Or if I'm working 5 days out of the week and I feel guilty, like if I'll go out, like if I go to work all week and then go out with my friends, spend time with the friends, but then when I come back home, they're already in bed. Like that bothers me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I a good mom? But then I think about the time that Amari has like 14 hours and he's doing nothing but playing video games. So I'm like, well, he definitely trumped me. So I guess I'm doing all right.
You're doing pretty good. And I don't be doing that for no 14 hours.
Okay, it's 12.
No, that's when I'm working. That doesn't count.
Wow. Oh, y'all heard it first, guys. He plays video games while he's working.
Straight snitched on myself.
And everybody, that's 12 hours a day.
3 days a week.
Wow.
That's why I don't play video games on my off days.
Wow. So Dustin, what do you think? Do you think you're a better dad or a better husband? And why?
I think I'm a better. I don't know. Maybe I'm a better dad than a husband.
Okay. And why do you think, or why do you say that?
I don't know. I think I screw up more being a husband than I do being a dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
You I.
Just I. Damn, Melissa.
I don't know. I just look at I don't know. I just look at how I was raised and try not to raise my kids that way. So.
Oh, you mean be there? Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Again, folks, right. Wow.
Show.
I think it's important. I think we all say that. That's crazy. We all said that we thought we'd be we're better parents.
Than spouses.
Wow. So that means we got a lot of work to do if we think that we're better parents than spouses.
Yeah. But I mean, like.
Although, Wendy, I think your answer would be, you'd be opposite, because you said you were more confident being a wife than a mom, because you're like, I've questioned, like, am I a bad mom? Or you went into that conversation. So I think your answer is split.
I don't know. I think I have a double, because, like I said, I think I'm a better mom because I feel like I'm a little bit more easy. Like, I'm easier going with them. They feel very confident, especially Phoenix, telling me things that he will not say to Amari at all. So I'd be like, oh man, I'm such a bomb mom. But then I feel guilty when I take that little bit of time to do me, or to do like me and Amari. You know how many times we've had a date night and we're like, yeah, we're going to party hard. I swear to God, we're going to party hard. We're going to go out to bars and bar hop, and we're going to do this. And literally within like the next hour, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of ready to go home. Are you? Yep. We be knocked out. And then I'll pick them up first thing in the morning. Like, I'll pick them up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning because I want them back. I feel like, oh man, you guys had to stay overnight. Like, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I'll be so ready to grab them, and then.
Yeah, I'm definitely a better husband.
You think you're a better husband
than father? Yeah.
Really?
Because I'm so tough on the boys. Just all the time. Like, I'm really tough on them. And because I want them to get their act together early, like, and behave out in public.
They do behave out in public.
With you.
So you mean to tell me with you they don't behave it in public?
It's like, you remember when that zoo in Zanesville had all them animals loose? It's like that. You're just running everywhere and you can't find them.
Really?
Yeah.
They are not. They are not like that with me.
This is why I'm graying so early. Yeah,
they're not like that with me. They're good little boys. Phoenix stays still. He don't ask for stuff in the store. He don't do stuff like that. But I make this noise when Amari starts getting really, really like over the top, and he's yelling at them while he's talking to him. I go rah 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 rah, because that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like, and then it makes them laugh. It makes the kids laugh. Like, I'm like, I know that's all he's doing. Rah 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 rah, and Falcon will repeat it. He'll go rah rah rah. So. I don't know. I could probably agree with that. I just think it depends on your mood. Like you said originally, depends on the day, how the wind blows, you know.
Anyway, so I took us way off track of our original conversation with my question.
It's okay, because it kind of like tied in together with the situation.
No, it didn't. Let her take the blame.
Okay, we'll take the blame. She fucked it up. She fucked it all the way up. Thanks, TT Mel.
Sorry.
But I mean, that's good. It's fine. We can get off track. So the goals, we wanted to talk about goals. When you guys first got married, if you can remember, when you guys first got married, did you guys have certain goals that you guys wanted, if you can remember, that you had in your mind that you wanted to achieve by a certain time frame, whatever the case may be?
I think getting a house was our first thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you had like a time frame, like, within a year of being there. No, like sooner. Like, we wanted to get a house as soon as possible.
Okay. And then
why?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was why?
To expand our family.
Oh, they was wanting to knock in the boots. Okay. So, do you remember what we talked about? Any of our goals when we first got together?
I don't.
Good. Neither do I.
Wow.
That was a good icebreaker. But I would have to say, I think we have a pretty good plan on what we want to do within the next, like,
couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years. But do you guys think that setting goals is good for like your marriage, relationships? Why or why not? Because some people don't have any goals at all.
Yeah, I know all about that. I got a divorce on my record.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I know all about that. I got a divorce on my record. God damn.
I am weak. But did y'all hear how quiet it got? Oh my gosh. All right. So the reason for that question was we were talking about, we noticed how like different people's moods have been changing and stuff like that and the goals. And I said, I thought that I was like getting like really depressed. And we noticed it in Omari's baby girl. We think that she's legit depressed. So he was talking about different schools and stuff and what he wanted for the boys. I think a lot of our stuff has been geared around the kids. So one of the things Amari said was, well, my kids, he was being a monster. Rah, 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 rah. He was saying, well, my kids, they're going to go straight into college. They're going to go to community college and they're going to get their gen eds out the way. And they're going to go straight into a field that's never going anywhere. And I said, I don't agree with that. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, it could be, I don't want to force them into anything. I said, for example, if Phoenix wanted to be an engineer, but then he also came back and said, you know what? I want to coach like kids soccer. Or I want to, be a dance instructor or a music instructor. I want to play instruments. I don't feel like it's my place to pound something so deep into them where they lose a sense of their self. And I believe like being creative and doing things that you truly love versus worrying about money is more important than getting a career in hopes of getting into a high-end company, maybe even more miserable. You have anxiety because you're always on pressure. Like you're always in like, oh, I got to do this mode. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my kids to ever have to go through that at all. Do what you like to do. And if it makes good money, good for you. And if it doesn't, you'll eventually, over time, as you'll get older, you'll figure it out.
But not every time will you figure it out.
You will. You'll figure it out.
Yep. Hey, this is going somewhere. Or no, this isn't going anywhere and I don't have a backup. That's why they need something to fall back on.
Well, they would. But I'm saying I wouldn't be like, this is what I want you to do. Like this, like, so like, how do y'all feel about that? Like if Dario was like, you know what, mommy and daddy, I want to be a referee. And that's what they wanted to do in life. Like that's what he wanted to do in life. What would y'all say to him? Or what is y'all's, I guess, y'all's angle towards that?
Hey, if you want to be a referee, I'm gonna tell him like this. Go and be a referee. But if you want to make money as a referee, get to the big leagues. You gonna make big bucks. I'm not gonna say don't be a referee. I'm gonna see you be the best referee.
See?
That's
See why I said I'm a better husband than father.
No matter what you do, you put in 100% into what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Be a good person.
See?
That's it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. You do what you want to do.
Yep.
If we get a divorce, I could see you using this audio
as proof that you're not the better fit parent.
Damn.
Wow. First off, we're not getting a divorce, and only you would think that. What is wrong with you?
Apparently a lot.
Hey, it's because he's got a divorce.
That's right. That's right.
I got divorce on my record.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So, well, us three against one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
What? Oh my God. Well, that's good to know, you guys. You guys are good parents too. Well, us three are good parents. Oh wow. No, but I get what you're saying. You want them to be. It just seems like you want them to just be out the gate, like out of high school, ready to jump into whatever it is that.
No, I want you to have a head start.
Slow it down.
Melissa, how old were you when you graduated from college?
Which time?
I know which time.
Shit. Both times.
Do you remember? I have a better memory.
I think
I was
24 when we got together. So you were 22 when you graduated with your master's.
Yes.
You were 21 when you graduated with your bachelor's. Or 20. Mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's not bad. Now, did you feel like pressure to go like right, like out the gate pretty much, or no?
No, she was just a fucking nerd.
Yeah, it's just what I wanted to do.
See, that's good. And that's what I mean. Like, see, she knew what it is she wanted to do. So that's different.
Yeah, that's different. But what if you got, I hate to say it, what if you got one of them kids like Tristan?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I love my son.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. I love my son, but
he said I hate to do it.
He's like the last knife in the drawer that hasn't been sharpened in a while. And
Dustin's like, God damn. But you know what? You were the same way. Yeah. You were the same way, though. When you really think about it, Amari, you was the same way.
Dustin, was I the same way?
Like Tristan?
Yeah.
Is anybody like Tristan?
Wow.
Told you it's not me.
Okay, so
use this as blackmail on us later.
No, okay, so basically you're saying like if you have like a kid that doesn't have like as much drive, is that what you're saying? Or
yeah, who's just,
I mean, sadly that happens though. I mean, you just got to let them figure it out, be encouraging, and hope for the best.
And that's how we get homeless people, or you get the druggies and stuff like that.
You think so?
Yes. Here, let's just give them one chance. And if they fail, well, nobody's going to be there to catch them.
Melissa, what you think about that?
About what? Which piece?
Do you think that if the person doesn't like necessarily like have the drive to like want to go to school, you're setting, like as a parent, you're setting them up for failure if you're not like, I guess, trying to force? Would you rather force something on a kid or let them kind of find their way?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I feel like it's your job as a parent to push them in the right direction. Like, just because they might not know what they want to do now doesn't mean that they should take a break from school, because then they might never go back. But if you as a parent force them to at least do 1 year, and then within that 1 year they discovered what they wanted to do, well, now you don't have to worry about it. But if you had never been in school for that 1 year that your parents pushed you to, then you would have never discovered. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get
So
that.
I think it's a combination of the two. Push, but not too hard, I guess.
Okay. Dustin, what you think? What you thinking, dog?
I'm thinking, man, if my child come up to me and tell me you want to be whatever, I'm gonna go with it. It's not my place to. It's not my place to steer him away from what he wants to do.
I can't hear you guys barely.
What?
I mean, I can hear you. You just sound like a little muffy muff.
Phone does it every night.
Muffy muff.
Okay, you sound a little bit like muffled.
What about now?
No, you still sound. It's okay.
It's just the audio from the call.
Oh yeah, because we've been on it.
We've been on it for a while,
quite a bit
so
sometime.
yeah. So their phone does that.
So.
Your phone.
Wow. Well, I mean, we touched on a lot of. Wow. Well, we did cover a lot of different things tonight. So we got to know who's a better parent, me. And we got to talk about different goals and important life decisions. So what's your take on our whole conversation? What do you want to do better?
Obviously being a dad. Now that we've established that that's more important, I think I'll do that. But we definitely have to talk more about what we want if something were to happen to us.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, we've touched on it and we've verbally solidified, but we haven't actually sat down and taken care of that. So,
okay, Melissa, Titi, Mel and Uncle Dustin, what was y'all's any things y'all want to change or work on? I should say.
My shit is like a damn thick ass pamphlet. What I want to change.
Okay, what is that?
Thick ass pamphlet.
No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, babe.
No, you're talking.
I'll answer.
Is that it?
I think so.
No, I said, what do you want to do better, Melissa and Dustin? What do y'all feel like y'all want to do better?
And me saying my shit's like a big ass pamphlet, a thick ass pamphlet, is saying everything.
Oh, everything. Okay. Melissa, you?
Let's see. Probably we established that I'm not as confident in my role of being a wife, so I would say I would want to get better at that, at feeling more confident in that role.
Okay.
And then what Omari said, that Dustin and I have to sit down and have you guys continue your conversation. We have to start our conversation about what we would do and what the plan would be if we both passed.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Those two things.
I definitely agree. So I know we usually end off of something that we've tried.
Or a new TV show.
TV show or something we've tried at the end of every segment. So any new, like Dustin, do you watch anything new? Anything that you tried new here recently?
I started playing Animal Crossing. I never thought I would. So that's new.
Yeah. I tried Animal Crossing, so that's a new thing for me. And what else?
What about you, Melissa?
Yeah, what about you, Melissa?
Me too.
Me too.
3 Animal Crossers, huh?
3 Animal Crossers.
Come to the dark side, Omari.
Yeah, I'm good for right now. I tried to set up a little getaway in our garage.
Oh yeah, you did. You tried it.
Yeah.
It's not put together all the way.
It's not put together,
but it's gonna be nice, especially when it's like warm outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be.
What do you mean, like getaway?
Like we're turning like the garage into like another room, basically, while it's nice outside.
Since we're all quarantined and shit, and don't really want to be like out like that, so it's pretty nice. So we got a nice little projector and like some chairs, and it'll be.
You had to get a stupid space heater because
It's been cold. It was like 40 degrees the other day. Ew.
But it's gonna be 70 something tomorrow.
It'll be 76 tomorrow.
Hey, it's supposed to be 80 degrees next week.
It's supposed to be 82 here on Saturday.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think next Wednesday it's supposed to be like 85 or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's just a bit much. It's doing too much. So we're gonna wrap things up. I do appreciate you guys talking with us, even though Dustin forgot the question. Melissa took us off track, but overall, I think it was a success. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm glad we had this conversation and brought it back up. So you guys got our opinions. Make sure you get your decisions made.
Yeah.
And put it into motion. So.
Well, don't put it into motion because
they would have to die. But I'm talking about like put in motion like the paperwork and stuff. Yeah. So thank you guys for all tuning in, and this is the two of us. Let's talk about it.
Was that it?